Today we're talking about new iPhone 11 leaks by Ming-Chi Kuo, as well as looking into some Note 10 concepts. Let's get into it.
Ming-Chi Kuo is back. He's an Apple analyst and he's come out with a lot of leaks and rumors in the past, and he's come out with another one today. And he's saying that the new iPhones coming out later this year in September are going to have bilateral charging.
Ooh, okay.
So this means that you can charge another Apple device on the back of it, the new AirPods with wireless charging on the back of it, but not only Apple products, but also Qi-enabled devices, so like your Samsung S10 product as well.
Now, we have seen technology like this before on previous phones like the Huawei Mate 20 Pro, as well as the new P30 lineup, and on Samsung's new S10 lineup.
Samsung actually titled this PowerShare.
PowerShare.
And so this kind of leaves me with a question. I'm kind of reluctant about this technology. For one, it basically takes the battery that you have on your device and uses it and gives it to another device or another product.
True.
So you're going to be draining your phone's battery, and people already have issues with their battery, draining it more.
Ming-Chi Kuo did say that there would be a bump in actual battery size in the new iPhone 11 lineup. Nathan, break it down.
So the XS Max successor
Yes.
is supposed to have a 10 to 15% battery increase.
Okay.
The XS successor is supposed to have a 20 to 25% increase, and the XR successor is only supposed to have negligible amount of 0 to 5% increase. That's because the XR is already optimized very well for the product.
Now, other things that Ming-Chi Kuo has predicted / forecasted, as he likes to say, for the new iPhone is one, they will retain the same screen real estate. So the iPhone XS and XS Max successors will have the same 6.5 and 5.8 displays, and the iPhone XR will still have the same 6.1 LCD display. Now, it'll retain a Lightning port, not a USB Type-C, and no headphone jack, Nathan. I'm sorry. Now, one thing we do expect to be different is on the back of the phone, it'll feature a new frosted glass texture similar to the Pixel 3. Which will make the phone hopefully more grippy.
Another thing that's staying the same is that notch. So people have mixed feelings about the notch. At first, it was kind of there was a lot of kind of memes going around about the notch, but then people kind of got used to it and it's okay. So
And then the Pixel came out.
And then the Pixel came out, and that's even worse. But the XS successors are supposed to have the same notch, the same surface area for the notch, which isn't so bad. Obviously, Apple is trying to get rid of it eventually. Now moving on to the Note 10, leaks, rumors, and concepts. Tons and tons of people are waiting in anticipation for the release of the Note 10, which is coming out in the summer of 2019.
We figured we'd take a deep dive into the differences between previous Note lineups and their flagship S lineups and see what we can expect for the new Note 10. So to start things off, usually or typically in the past, the Note lineup has always been more powerful, has the S Pen, a larger display, and more RAM.
More storage too.
More storage. Everything is just more on the Note lineup.
It's like they're the prestigious model.
Yes,
right?
Even though the S lineup is their flagship. So the Note is pretty much everything Samsung has to offer at that time shoved into a phone. So the S9 Plus had a 6.2-inch display, whereas the Note 9 had a 6.4-inch display. But we're seeing on the new S10 Plus model already a 6.4-inch display.
So personally, I don't think that they'll increase the screen size any bigger than 6.4 inches. What do you think?
I mean, it's possible. We do know that Samsung is coming out with a new S10 5G phone, which already has a 6.7-inch display.
Now that is massive.
That is massive.
6.7 inches of a screen. Like, that's so big. Almost too big, I feel like.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I mean, before in the past, a 6.4-inch display was seen as insane.
And it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger every single year.
It's going to be a tablet. Now we have foldable phones.
The S10 Plus also had up to a terabyte of storage,
Yes.
which is a ridiculous amount.
So we're expecting that?
I think that we're expecting that on the Note 10. The S10 Plus also had up to 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is also ridiculous. But I think that's probably what we're going to see on the Note 10 as well.
Probably.
We're expecting the processors to be the same as the S10 Plus lineup, which is the Snapdragon 855, which is a very powerful processor.
Now on the S9 Plus, we saw a 3,500 milliamp hour battery, and then the Note 9 had a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. So a difference of about 500. Now on the S10 Plus, we already have a 4,100 milliamp hour battery.
So do you think that since the Note 10 usually is a little bit heavier and a more bulky phone, that they'll increase the battery by 500 milliamp hours?
Possibly.
Pushing it past 4,500 milliamp hours.
I think I could see Samsung kind of doing that as saying this is the ultimate work power phone, the ultimate workhorse, because that's everything you'd need. And if it has 5G compatibility, that's pretty much the phone future-proofed for like 2 to 3 years.
Hopefully.
I mean,
Hopefully.
maybe Snapdragon 650 is like insane. Who knows?
Now we're going to talk about one of the concepts that we came across and made by DBS Designs. And it shows what the Note 10 could potentially look like. We know that Samsung's vision for the screen is to have a full body display, no notch, no bezel, no punched hole camera. They want to have the camera and the speaker within the screen. But this new concept that we saw shows it not having a camera. And where do they put the selfie camera?
I don't know, Nathan. Where do they put the selfie cameras?
They put it on the S Pen.
Okay.
The S Pen.
Yes.
So that thing that you click and it pops out, they put the
pen.
2 selfie cameras on the S Pen.
Now, there's a couple of issues with putting the camera modules on the S Pen. One, data transmission.
Yes.
How
Yes.
in the world are they going to relay that video?
There's going to obviously be some lag, some delays, because it's not although they're making contact, there's no physical connection between the device and the S Pen, so there's going to be some lags with that.
Now, on the new S10 models, they have a 4K compatible selfie camera. That's going to be impossible to transmit.
Another issue that we see with having the selfie camera on the S Pen is every time you want to unlock your phone, say with their facial recognition technology, are you going to have to click the S Pen open to unlock it? That just takes more time. So this will make people resort to using their fingerprint scanner,
The ultrasonic fingerprint
the
reader.
ultrasonic fingerprint reader, instead of using their facial recognition technology. Another issue, or another possibility, I might add, is that what if they got this S Pen to work with the selfie camera, and they could use the S Pen as a standalone device. So you could pop it out and take it and use that as a selfie camera without the device, or maybe have it in your pocket.
Well, I mean, okay, there are a couple of issues with that. One, to wirelessly transmit that kind of data between your phone and an S Pen, it seems insane. And secondly, the battery life of that S Pen. That's a small battery on an S Pen. On the previous S Pens, it just had to deal with Bluetooth 4.0, which was pretty efficient. It didn't really do too much. You clicked it, it had a button on it. Not too much was going on, so it could last a long time.
This S Pen, it's very, very small. A lot smaller than like this pencil we have here. They have to fit 2 things in there. They have to fit the sensors on the camera in that small form factor, as well as this battery that we just discussed. So at this point in time, I don't think it is possible. Well, it's pretty much not possible to have a selfie camera within the S Pen.
Probably not. But it's a cool concept.
It is a very cool concept, and it kind of shows potentially where Samsung could lead in the future.
But for the Note 10, we are expecting, or at least I'm expecting, the S10 5G to sort of be the Note 10.
So what's the difference?
Has an S Pen, of course.
So that's probably the main difference that you're foreseeing.
Probably.
between
I
the two?
mean, the S10 5G is already an insane phone. It's the S10 Plus maxed out with 5G, a bigger battery, a bigger screen. It's already a Note 10.
It's a very, very powerful phone. It's not released yet, but it's coming out, and it will be a very powerful phone, and probably pretty expensive too. So we're hoping that the Note 10, when it comes out, it's going to step up the game even more. And Samsung's been doing very well in the last few years with their Galaxy phones. They have shown a lot more innovation than Apple, which is unfortunate,
Very
but good for
sad to
Samsung.
say. Well, these were the leaks and rumors we had for you guys today. If you guys liked the video, you know what to do. Also, if you want us to look into anything, let us know in the comments below.
And subscribe if you're new.